Why do I always start like that? I always say, all right, like I'm Matthew McConaughey. Um,
All right, all right, all right.
Welcome back to the Wisco Wistys. This is episode 24. Um, RIP to Kobe. Kobe Day is coming up soon. What?
Way to start off strong.
What? You gotta
Who died? Who died today? Wasn't it
Toby Keith. RIP to Toby Keith.
Toby? Mm,
Courtesy of the red, white, and blue and red solo cup. We'll pour one out for Toby Keith, man. That's a bummer.
I thought you were drinking every episode. There we go.
Yeah, I am, bitch. Love you, Toby
Okay.
Keith.
Welcome to
Love you, Black Mamba. This is episode 24.
welcome to Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl pod. Um,
I
before
gotta be
we get
honest,
into,
I'm not
go
looking
ahead.
forward to it that much.
Like the game, like watching it, or
Yeah.
the you don't think it's gonna be a good game?
Well, I just don't like the teams that are in it. So it's just kind of like, it sucks.
I well, I don't think he listens, so I'll expose some people here. Um, I have a friend
Let
who
him have it.
sent me this who sent me this morning. Um, just a little look into the group chat. He goes, we were talking about some things, and he goes, really want San Fran to win. It's like, why? Your girlfriend loves Taylor Swift. Like, why? He's like, I'm a McCaffrey guy. He deserves one. Reed can go take care of his type 2 diabetes. Kelsey can do whatever the fuck he wants if it doesn't include football. And Mahomes can kill himself.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay. And then he's like, well, and then someone else was like, yeah, if Kelsey doesn't get some blood clots from that Pfizer, I don't know if you're gonna make it. And then we got really into some deep shit. But yeah, people aren't
They're
from
just
that
sick of the
side aren't really
Chiefs.
looking forward to the
They're sick of the
yeah.
Chiefs. It's how many
I
times in
will
5 years? It's like they're good. You got to hand it to them. But yeah, I mean, I get it.
so
It kind of sucks.
can well, this is unplanned. It kind of goes with the first, so I'm going to talk about the first point, but then I have a discussion that I would like to have unplanned. Don't have to take too long.
Sure.
And I want to explain myself first, okay? So Patrick Mahomes Sr., Faja, got arrested, DUI, DWI, whatever. Third time. The memes are wild.
Hmm.
No, we're going one, we're going two, three, four, five. And they're like, how many times he's getting arrested. Like it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Um,
So
my question, so
was
like,
he drunk? Because
yeah, he's done it
is a
three times,
DWI,
I
could you be like
guess.
high or something too? Could that be a
Yes, but I
DWI or
think
DUI?
yes. Because it's driving under the influence and driving while intoxicated. I don't know the difference. I'm going to be
Right.
honest with you. I don't know if
Yeah.
one's specific for drugs and not, or, and I guess according to state law, third term is like 2 years, 2 to 10 years, but he's a public figure. I don't know if he gets off. That's where the whole justice system, I don't know how
Hmm.
that really works, right? It's kind of bullshit.
Nothing like
Um, anyway,
doing shit like that while your son's trying to focus on winning a Super Bowl.
right? Okay, so this is my point. Another thing people don't talk about either is fucking Andy Reid. Do you remember his kid during the Bucks Super Bowl?
I'm, that rings a bell. What was going on with that? Remind me.
And Andy Reid's kid also driving under the influence. I don't quote me, world, but he hit a parked car and put a 5-year-old in a coma because he was drunk driving, and
Holy
he's in
shit.
jail right now. Like he is in prison, and that happened the week of Super Bowl against Tampa Bay, and no one talks about like that impacting their game plan. Like, oh God, our head coach's son almost killed somebody. Yeah. Like what the fuck? So
Yeah, I
like
mean,
I guess Big Red and Mahomes can relate now. They can be like, "Hey, been there, right?" Like, fuck.
Trying to
But
be great here, but
my
our fucking
my
families can't stay
so
straight
this is
for
my
one
question,
week.
okay?
Yeah.
I talked to Paige about this. I said, I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm sick of the Chiefs. I'm jealous of them. If it was the Packers, I'd be all,
Yeah.
all
You
about it,
guys can
right?
suck it. Watch
I
it. You
reckon,
need to watch this. Yeah.
right? Right? Yeah, fucking take it. Right?
Yeah.
Like just
You watch
all
this
day.
greatness.
I yeah. I respect him as a player. He's a stud. Do I think
Mahomes.
some things are overblown and whatever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. And I'm gonna say my question and then say my piece and then you answer for me. Why do we or you and me or people, society, hate Mahomes outside of the jealousy of what I've talked about? And here's my shtick. We don't like, and this is what I talked to Paige about, we don't like the people around him. Brittany's a fucking annoying bitch and Pops, "I'm smoking that Joe Burrow, smoking that Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna
Drinking while I'm
fucking D
driving.
yeah, right? Jackson, sexually assaulting women and then gets off with it. Like, okay, we're just gonna be
Literally.
cool with that. It's on video. It's dancing on graves, but that's fine, right? Like,
Hmm.
we hate the people around him. And in my mind, and I believe this as like a mentality in life, you are like the people you surround yourself with,
Hmm.
right? And he's enabling that. He could go to his dad and be like, "Dude, shut the fuck up. You're getting a car service now and we're moving on.
Hmm.
Patrick or Jackson, you're not coming to games. I don't give a shit." Right? He
Yeah.
could do that, but like he wants them to be them. So like and then is it really fair to judge him and not like him in his that as a person because of who he's like almost stuck with? I know he chose Brittany, but like when they were high school sweethearts, she turned into something. Like, don't judge me on my
Yeah.
father's sins, John Snow, right? I just
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
get
if
it.
that's
Sometimes
fair
I
to
ask
do, and I know
myself that too, and I'm
he's kind of a
like,
right.
yeah, it's like most of it is jealousy. And, we can talk a lot of shit. And I mean, he's like top five quarterback of all time, probably already, which is pretty cool. And we're just witnessing that. It's kind of cool.
I,
Um,
yes,
so I mean,
and
that's great,
I'm
you
sick
know.
of it. I'm sick of it, but I agree.
I but we do see holes. I think it's the climate that we live in these days with um goat this, goat that. Like everyone loves to coin that frame and or phrase. And Brady just retired and he was supposedly the GOAT. And a lot of people can argue that he is because he's won so much. Okay, if you're going to go down that road, yes, he's the most accomplished. So if by that criteria, yes, he would be the GOAT. But he just retired. Like, he can be the GOAT and be done for a couple years. Like, I think that wraps into it too. So then we feel defensive because we're like, no, 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 he's not the GOAT. And then you put that like frustration
Trying to tear
into
people down and bring
you put
people up,
that
kind of thing.
frustration into your opinion of him. Um, I I think, yeah, it's not really fair to judge him by the people he surrounds himself with, but I think people judge me by the people I surround myself with. That's why I surround myself with
Well,
people that I respect and enjoy.
well,
I have a girlfriend
that's what
that
I mean.
is wonderful and I've never heard of anyone not liking her. I knew you were gonna say that. Um, I've got friends and family that I respect, and it's like people I don't respect or enjoy being around. I'm not around them, and I don't
Around them.
spend time with
Yeah.
them. It's like it's
So
that
like
easy. So I mean, you just said it, like you can enable that, but I mean, it sucks when it's your family, but that's what
that's
fame
okay.
does. That's what fame does to people. Jackson Mahomes
It
wouldn't
shows
be shit if Patrick Mahomes wasn't who he is.
it
He
shows
might
their true
still try to be
colors.
big on TikTok and whatever, but right. He wouldn't be the same. Same with Brittany and the dad. I mean, he wouldn't even have to get in a DUI. Well, I don't even know if it was an accident, but DUI, like get arrested for a DUI. And I could just see the clips of him smoking a cigar and talking mad shit and just being absolutely just
Annoying.
repulsive. And I would still have the same opinion of him. I'm like, this guy's just a bum. He's so just
Correct.
arrogant and just who wants to be around someone like that? Um, so I mean, I think that goes a long way. So I think that's why. So it's a combination of everyone thinking he's the best when we see the flaws in that argument, and then also all the people that he surrounds himself with, and he's connected to all that stuff. You can't talk about Brittany without talking about him. And same goes to his brother and his dad. So it's like you can't.
Yeah, and
Like, that's just
I,
who that's
I,
part of him now. It's always attached to him. So that's why I think
th
we do that.
I agree, and and that's why I said I'm kind of torn on it because you don't choose your family, but you can enable your family. You don't like he can't help that his dad was an MLB player and has all this ego and like, and then he was born into that. I think his parents are divorced.
Yeah, I've
That
never
could
even
play a
seen his
factor. I'm not
mom.
well,
I don't even
correct.
know
And you
what his
don't
mom
hear
looks like.
about his mom, so it makes you think like, well, mom's normal. You don't hear shit about hers. So what the hell's the other people's problems? I see clips of him, and he seems like
He
there's
seems like a
obviously he
nice
has his
guy. Like
Brady mo.
when it's all like
Correct,
it's not
correct.
in front of a crowd or it's not on
Yes,
State Farm commercials. It's just like him um being candid. Like
yes.
he seems fine. He seems like a decent guy.
No, okay, so like that clip on Pat McAfee where the Tucker was gonna kick your ass, and he was like, "Yeah,
Just
man,
goofing
like we were
around.
out
Yeah,
there
I
getting
didn't
the
have any
flat."
problem with that.
Right? Like he doesn't. You
I
don't
didn't
see
like
that, and then
seeing
like,
him do that bullshit on the field, but then when he's just like blowing it off and whatever, I'm like, okay, whatever.
yeah. And I would argue like on the field he's egotistical and annoying, but like our my favorite quarterbacks egotistical and annoying. So like they just are when they get there, right?
Yeah,
So
and
like that
that's
just
all kind of a
happens.
wash when you're talking about athletes. Like you're gonna
Correct.
get
So it
that.
doesn't. And but then like he also I saw an interview. They're like, "Hey, do your best Kermit Frog impression," and he goes, "I just did.
I'm talking
I'm
right now. This
talking."
is it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he feeds into it. So like
Yeah.
that shit makes me like, okay, he's not. So like
He's not
I
the
don't want to like
worst.
root against them, but I don't hate him. You know what I mean? Like it's a
Yeah, the
weird.
only reason why I
I
would
don't love him.
prefer um the Niners to win is because I'm just sick of seeing Kansas City win. I want something different. Not that the
Correct.
Niners
Correct.
are, I mean, they've won 5 times in their franchise's history or something, right? Five or six or four. I don't know, something like that. And I like George Kittle. He's fun.
I think it's six.
I like McCaffrey. So yeah, that's really the only reason. I'd prefer if it was the
Yeah.
Lions or I would
I
prefer if it was
on
the
the
Ravens,
field,
but
on the field's a different story. But like personally, I just thought that was an interesting discussion for him.
yeah,
But before we get into the game, we have to do the other news and note. I don't think we talked this last week. Did we talk about the DC?
no.
Because it happened right like the day after, I think. So we
Yeah.
just have to brush up on it. Matt LaFleur, here's the group of people that everyone thought he was going to hire. Picks that guy. And you know what? I'm not mad about it. Like, you want to do something, put your neck on the line,
Yeah.
take the guy you're looking for. And then they hired a linebackers coach from the Dolphins today that was up for defensive coordinator positions, and now he's our linebackers coach. I listened
I
to
like
his
that.
like motivation speech. Oh my God. He's like, if you're not fucking running to the ball, like someone's taking your kid and you're like, no one's getting in my way because I'm getting them back on every fucking play. You don't need to fucking be in this room. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's a
That's what we
maniac.
need,
This is
man. We need
exactly
someone to
what we
light a
need.
fire up someone's ass. I mean, I
Yeah.
was talking
So
to dad about this a little bit, and I think dad is funny because
he
he'll be
feeds
like
into everything.
he's an apologist. Like he'll be like, "Oh yeah, they said that this happens and he does this." He'll back the pack till the day he dies. And I mean, a lot of us will too, so you can't blame him. And a lot of times he's right. But I was listening to what he was saying and I was picking up what he was putting down. This guy loves to play man coverage, press coverage,
Press.
single deep
Yeah, get in their
safety.
face.
Just,
Yeah.
just he's like, it's all about timing. You got to disrupt the routes so the quarterback receiver timing is off. I'm like, yes, check,
His
check,
philosophy's
check. We're like,
great.
let's go. On paper,
Yeah.
it sounds great. He's young, so he can probably, he'll probably work really well with Matt, and he will work well with
Relate.
the players because he can relate. So on paper, that sounds good. I'm learning now that we signed that linebacker guy just from what you told me, and that sounds great too. So you know what? High hopes next season. Let's go. We got to make it to
Yeah,
the
I'm
NFC Championship.
I'm pumped about it. I like the philosophy. He worked with the Niners. I think it's a good hire from now. And it's not a Joe like when we got Joe Barry, it was like, oh, this is exciting. But it was like he
Yeah.
was a DC and they had 30th ranked defense. And he was a
So
DC and they had the 29th
I
ranked
guess we're gonna
defense. And I was
find
like,
out that if it was really just our draft picks or if it was the coaching. Because if he can just flip a switch and all of a sudden we're top 10 D or top 15 D, then it's like, well, maybe it wasn't a waste of all these draft picks. Like we just needed someone
yeah,
to fucking
this is a
put the puzzle pieces together.
it's a telling year for sure.
Yeah. That's
It's
kind of cool.
okay.
It's exciting though.
All right. On to the game.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday. Um, we're gonna talk Chiefs offense, Niners D. Um, I think this is we'll just do a quick breakdown because we're not geniuses for anything, but I think this is the weakest part of both teams. I would say the Chiefs defense is their strength this season.
Yeah, which is
And I
kind of
would say the
kind of
Niners,
cool.
yep, the Niners offense is there. So we have weakness, quote unquote, on weakness or strength or strength. So it's kind of cool. Um, I would say things to watch for, I guess, would be can the Niners stop the run? They've been kind of struggling with that. We ran on them. The Lions ran on them. Pacheco runs the ball really well.
Yeah.
Um, like really well. The Niners like to hug the inside of like the hash marks, the middle of the field, and the Chiefs aren't afraid of just going, oh, I don't fucking care. Kelsey on the outside,
Yeah.
right? So like, how does that work with the linebacker matchup? Can they get pressure on Mahomes, get some sacks, like get because if you can stop the run and get ahead like behind the sticks, that helps. And then I'm really interested to see and it bugs me, and I know they're great at it, but like, are the Niners going to take away the bullshit? Like, you watch a Chief game, and there's like 6 to 12 plays where it's like a flare screen to Rasheed Rice for 8 yards, and Travis Kelsey motions for another this, and he gets six, and then Pacheco handoff this way, screen that way. There's eight. They get cheap yards, but like they run it all the fucking time. So are we going to stop that for once and make
Yeah.
them like really work for it? Um, and are we going to make Mahomes make plays? Like, is he going to do the magic that he has to do, or is he going to manage the game kind of like he did in Baltimore? That's what I'm looking for on that. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree. Like I think just looking at his weapons, I'm curious to see if he's going to have to be put in a position where he's going to have to elevate those guys by making a play, by being magical Mahomes. So that,
Correct.
I that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like you have to either be ahead and just clock management, do what you need to do to
Which they have
finish
not,
the game out.
in their three Super Bowls, if I'm correct, they were trailing in all, like they did not start fast at all. Like they trailed the Niners in the first one, obviously lost to the Bucks. They trailed the Eagles. Like it was close at the half, but they didn't start like
Yeah.
fucking out of the and like which is big because when you go to the like they run the ball a lot and they're like playing the clock and defensive game and the Niners if they're ahead it's a problem like they're tough when they have a lead
Yeah,
so
because
that'll
what are you
be
gonna
interesting.
just run the ball with McCaffrey and just let him
Yeah.
pound it? Yeah, that's tough. I think the Niners offense and the Chiefs defense is whenever those two are on the field, that's prime time right there. That's gonna be fun.
Yes, That's the main event. That's the I can't wait to watch. I think the key, like, first of all, off script is the key. And I mean that in a couple senses. Is Brock Purdy making off script plays, running like he did,
Yeah.
like making a good throw off script? Is Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle catching the ball like they're supposed to, but then breaking four tackles? Like, how is the tackling? Because then that off script, like Debo breaks a tackle, runs for 45 yards. That's different. That changes games. McCaffrey, how's that?
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing is disrupting Purdy. Like, I think Chris Jones is gonna have a monster game. Like, like the Niners O line isn't special to me, and if you get in Purdy's head early, it's like a fucking avalanche. Like, you can just see it happening. And are they gonna take advantage of the things the Lions didn't and the Packers didn't?
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're talking about it. So fuck it. I'm just going to tell you what I think about my prediction. I think in the end, it's more common that the the better players will prevail, and it's not like it happens. Like Nick Foles can beat Tom Brady. That might be a hint at what we're going to be talking about um in our next segment here. Um but I think more often than not, it's the better quarterback makes a play. Because I would say it's probably more likely that Pat Mahomes makes a couple plays and is Mahomes than Brock Purdy does something crazy and figures it out. So that's why I think the Chiefs are going to win, because they have Mahomes and their defense is going to do just enough. I think the Niners will be able to score. They have so many weapons. Like they're going to be able to do something. I have a feeling it might be a good game. Um, but I think it's Mahomes, man. He's just that good, and I feel stupid for counting them out and being like, oh my God, they're a 3 seed. Like, fuck this. They're finally not gonna get there. They're finally not gonna get there. And it's like, well, they still got it. So I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think the Chiefs are gonna win because better quarterback. You got that star. He's gonna make a play.
MVP and score.
I think Mahomes will be MVP, and I think it'll be 31-27.
Okay.
So close game,
Um,
but
yeah.
Mahomes makes a couple plays.
So for before I say I I mean, I don't really have much else to say. Honestly, I agree with you. I'm going with the better quarterback, the better coach, the more experience when in doubt. I am just blown away that they're underdogs. Like the Niners are 2-point favorites. It just blows my mind.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
wild.
don't know why. So we'll get to that in a second, but I'm going a little lower scoring because the Chiefs tend to hold people to stuff. So I'm going 20-24 Chiefs. Mahomes MVP. I think it'll be a close one, like a kind of a grind it out a fest, and I could see a couple turnovers happening. But again,
Yeah,
I, I
I could
I'm
see that. I
trusting
don't know why I
that.
picked such a high score. It just sounded right.
But here's my s- those of our predictions. I'm the looking at odds. They are 2-point favorites. The Niners. They've been favored in every game this year. First of all, wild.
Really?
Second of all,
Wow.
yeah, every year. I think only like 5 teams in the history have done that. Honestly, um, the most bet prop bets. Okay. Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown passes. Purdy over 12.5 rush yards. Travis Kelsey 6.5 catches over. Mahomes over 225 pass yards. Brock Purdy over zero point 0.5 interceptions. That leads into my
Hammering it.
bets. Okay.
Hammer it.
Leads into my bets. I bet this like a week ago. Like I thought the lines were gonna swing so hard. I was like, oh, initial Niners gonna move into the Chiefs' favor. Has not. I put a parlay down. Mahomes 200 or more passing yards. Chiefs win. Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. I bet 20. I win 75
Two
bucks.
hundred passing yards, Chiefs win, and Kelsey scores.
Yeah.
How much did you bet?
I bet 20 wins 75. 20 to win 75.
Oh, okay. You're
I
wild.
put, yeah, wild, right? I bet Brock Purdy over point 0.5 interceptions. Hammer, like,
So
absolutely.
is
Let's
this a
take that
separate
one.
parlay?
No, that's just a single bet, just banking on Brock throwing a pick. Like, that's
Oh,
all
okay.
I'm doing.
So the
And
first one's a
then,
parlay, and this is
um,
this a standalone bet.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I also bet $10 on Patrick Mahomes winning MVP. You win $22 on that. You win 12 bucks because I figured if they win, they're going to win MVP. And my whole point of this is I think I bet like 40 bucks total or something, like 30, 40, something, 50, whatever. If the Chiefs win, I feel like those things are going to happen. So I win money, win like 100 some bucks or something, whatever. Great.
Yeah,
If
that's
the
awesome.
Chiefs lose, I just paid 30, 40, 50 bucks for the Chiefs to lose. I'll take the payment. I'll deal, man. I don't
That's a good
care.
way to think
Like,
of it.
right?
Yeah, that's
It's a
funny.
hedge. I'm telling you, it's a hedge, but I either win money and the Chiefs win, or I fucking paid for the Chiefs to lose and I
Yeah,
am cool with
I'll
it. Like,
take
go
it.
Niners. So
Yeah.
like
Like if
I
someone
think it's funny.
if a genie or something came up to you and said, "If you give me $30 right now, I will guarantee that the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl." You'd be like, "Yeah, here we go." And then you
I'd
can just
pay
watch it being like, "Oh, I wonder what happens." And they're like
a
up
hundred
by
bucks.
20. You're like,
Yeah,
"Hmm,
I
this
don't
might be
care.
interesting." And they end up winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
They
got
end
a
up losing
message
to
today.
the
I
Niners.
they're like, I
That's
can't,
funny.
he's like, I can't wait to hate bet the Niners this weekend. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm fucking doing.
That's
Like,
funny.
it is funny, but that's what I'm going with. I think there's some other good props and odds to look at, but I can't believe they're not favored. That's all I'll say. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's a good one. I think it will be.
Yeah, I mean, these are two,
Don't really,
I mean, the 49ers are just a powerhouse. So
yeah,
many
the
weapons.
Avengers.
And then, right. And then you have Mahomes and the Chiefs and
Been there, done that.
Kelsey, Pacheco's pretty good. And then they got fucking Andy Reid coaching. Like he's always got something going on in the playbook to surprise us. So
And
it's a
the
good
biggest
matchup.
star in the
I
world
can't complain
will be
about that.
there. Usher's going to be performing at halftime. Like we got a huge moment in our
I don't really
yeah.
care about that.
I am not looking forward to that halftime. Are we kidding? I like literally that's the one in a while. I'm like, well, I know like
People are gonna
yeah,
think this is a
like
hot take, but I didn't think Rihanna's was that good.
I liked Rihanna. She's
Everyone
got great
loved Rihanna.
music.
Like they're like, oh my god,
She's got great she's got a huge
that macho
Rolodex of
legend.
songs.
Yeah, well, so does Usher. You're gonna find out. He'll sing a song. You'll be like, oh, that's him. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, that's him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
But all that
not
shit was
next to
like 10
Rihanna.
years ago.
Rihanna's is like quadruple his size.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Rihanna's
you are
Rolodex
younger.
of well-known songs is
Usher's
so
older.
much better.
You were too young to listen to Usher. That's Alexa in
I
my
don't
we'd wake up early on Saturday mornings and we'd go down to VH downstairs and we'd watch VH1 Top 20 Countdown. They play the music video. It'd be an hour long thing. They
mhm.
just play the music video and they'd count down the top 20 songs of the time right there. And Usher, yeah, with Lil Jon and Ludacris, that would be on there for like number one for like 4 straight
I'll take
weeks.
Rihanna. Rihanna's
I like
I don't
Rihanna's
know.
music
There's like
better, probably. I have more songs that I like of hers, but I'm just saying,
no,
like, I was like,
I'm gonna say this.
she was pregnant. She couldn't do much anyways. I'm
There's
like,
maybe
this
like
isn't that fun.
correct, but there's like two people in the world, maybe three in my mind. Maybe that's an exaggeration, that have a as deep of a Rolodex of songs as her. Like she goes on for days. It's wild.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Needless to say, I'm not
Anyways,
really looking forward to that. I think Post Malone is singing a song to
neither.
start it. He might be singing like America the Beautiful or something like that. It's like
Okay.
him, Reba, and some other person I don't remember. But I think he's involved. He's got a commercial for a beer that's sixth on my list, but needless to say, we'll see a little posty, which is we love that.
Quick thing. Pick a color for the Gatorade bath.
Uh, Purple.
I'm going orange.
I was thinking orange
Lock it
too,
in.
but I think purple.
Yeah, I'm going orange.
I like
All
purple.
right, you want?
All right, you got a game for us? We're doing a draft or
Yep.
no draft, just a game.
I'm doing a draft, and then we're gonna do a little listy. Quick question off the top of your head. Favorite go to whatever Super Bowl snacks, appetizer, food. I was gonna do a draft, but like
Yeah, we
I
kind of
think we
already
can
did
just
this
kind of
with the tailgating, so it's probably similar. I'm a
correct.
huge, I mean, my vices are alcohol, um, chocolate, sweets, and like appetizer snacks. I could literally sit there and eat a whole fucking plate of, you know, pigs in a blanket or chips and dip or buffalo chicken dip, taco dip. Any dip, I'm a slut for. Um, like cheese curds if you go out to a restaurant or wings, it's like, God, I just could eat that all day. And it's so bad for you, I know, but it's just love it so much. Um, I mean,
I think
it
it's pretty
doesn't
good.
matter, I love a
Mm-hmm.
Velveeta like queso dip. Not even Velveeta, just any queso dip with a little meat in there, whatever. Fuck, that's good. Any tortilla chip that you dip in, like, God damn it, it's so good. Um, yeah. How about you?
I would agree. I'd say I love wings. I love taco dip, just potato chips, nice beer, mixed drink, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, Nachos. I love nachos. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Like
But with
I'll put
nachos,
some just
everyone makes the mistake. They have a plate that's this big and they stack it vertically. You need to spread that shit out
no,
so
no.
you get more
I
meat
put it
and
in the
goods per
Ninja.
right. You get more meat
Yeah,
and goods per
just
chip because I'm sick of getting one chip with a shit ton of stuff on it and then the chip right underneath it's got nothing.
yeah,
That ain't it.
correct. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Kind of
Yeah, me
just
too.
make a day out of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we are doing Super Bowl draft, best games ever. Best
Okay.
Super Bowl games ever. 3 rounds, back and forth. Here comes the trivia.
Got
Are
my
you ready?
picks. Okay, yeah.
I have two different trivia for both things.
Two for each
Or
or two total?
no, two total, one for one.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna save that.
You fucker.
I'll do. I don't know, either one.
Fuck.
I like this one better first. I saw this post. What's an incredible sports feat that doesn't seem to be remembered enough? And this guy goes, I'll start. LaDainian Thompson scored 31 touchdowns in 2006. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Here's the question. What was, you get one answer, give me a number. What was Aaron Rodgers' touchdown to interception ratio over this 3 season stretch, 2019 to 2021?
So it's not that long, but I know it's high because he's a fucking wizard.
And
Um,
just to give you a context here, I think he holds it at 4.0 or 4.1 or something, right? Or
like
4.6, or
career,
it's his career, I
because
think.
wasn't
Or
Mahomes or someone over or Deshaun Watson or something was over him, but then they play
they're
enough
all around
games and
like
then
the early
it
fours.
goes down.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's played more. Yeah,
So now
it's
he's
like
back up to
beginning of
number
four.
one.
I think he was after this. Yeah. Or
Well, yeah,
before this or
he didn't
whatever.
have
I
any
haven't
this year.
looked. Hmm.
Um, okay, yeah. So I was, I know four is kind of where I was thinking because I know that that's what that number was, but for some reason I feel like it's gonna be just outrageous. Um, I don't remember how many picks he threw last time he was with us. I think it was more his last season with us. Like he threw like double digits, I think. I'm gonna go like I'm not gonna get the exact number. I just want like the whole number
No, if
first.
you're within, I'll give you within like zero point
Point
0.5 to
0.5.
1. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 6.1.
Say a no. I was gonna say a fucking number already. 6.1.
Yeah.
So in 2019 to 2021, Aaron Rodgers threw 111 touchdowns to 13 interceptions.
That's
That
almost
comes
10.
out to, if you're curious, 8.53 TD to interception
Holy
ratio.
shit.
That's fucking insane. He literally is quoted after his second MVP season. I'll try to get to 500 touchdowns before I get to 100 interceptions. And they're like, Aaron, you get to 100 or 100 interceptions and like 8 interceptions. And he's like, what's the question? Like,
100
yeah,
touchdowns for
bitch.
8
I throw,
interceptions. Yeah. He doesn't make the mistake.
yeah, he's like, what? I threw 48 and 5 in 2020. Like, what do you mean? I threw 2 and like he doesn't do shit. That's
That's
insane. People need to
that's
recognize how
that's
fucking
goat
nuts that
shit
is.
right there. Because what are you supposed to do as a quarterback? You're supposed to
Yes.
throw touchdowns, and you're not. What are you not supposed to do? Throw interceptions. So that stat alone carries so much weight. All right, you get to go
Yeah, and
first,
if you really
bitch.
want to like just a fun fact too, when people are like, "Oh, we choked in the playoffs," though, his team, the Packers, averaged 34 points per game allowed in every playoff game combined that Aaron played in. 34. So he's
So
like
you had to
always going up against
score at
34,
least 35 points every game on
which
average.
is 5
That's a lot.
touchdowns, and you get
Yeah,
like
that's tough.
8 possessions, which is insane. And he also lost 2 games in overtime and never even touched the football. So
Mhm.
just think about it. So since I get first pick, this is greatest Super Bowls ever. This is kind of tough. Fuck me. Um, I'm not gonna dig deep into old stuff because I'm just what I
Yeah,
remember and watched.
most of mine are like 40 and up, like
And I
number
and I
40.
will just straight up admit Patriots are in a fuck ton. Like they're just in a lot of them.
I mean,
I'm
the
not a
odds
fan of them.
are they're going to be, you know.
Yeah. And I'm not going to be a homer and take the Packers right off the bat. I'm going to take Patriots Seattle 2014. I hated Seattle. I was
What
so angry
I
with
don't have the
Seattle.
years, so you got to give me the Super Bowl number. I wrote the Super Bowl number. Patriots
I have no idea what the Super Bowl number.
Seattle. Is it 28 to 24 when Malcolm Butler picked him off?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Super Bowl
I
49.
49 because I actually rooted for Tom Brady in that game. He only had 3 Super Bowls going in. I was like,
Yeah, because we
fuck
hated the
Seattle.
Seahawks for a while.
For that championship game. We should have been there, all that crap. And
It
then
was a good game though.
back and
It came down to the
back and
end.
forth. The
Yeah.
He went down the field, and then they had that crazy catch on the
Where
sideline.
he's
You're
like
like, oh my
falling
god,
down.
I
Like,
fucking
holy
hate
shit.
Seattle. Yeah, Jermaine
Yeah.
Curse, and then they threw the ball, and Richard Sherman's face was just fantastic.
One of the best
Great
defensive
Super Bowl.
plays, like so clutch for Malcolm Butler. He fell off the face of the earth after that year. He
Well,
went
the
to a different team. It's just like, yeah, that was weird. Or the next year, like he didn't
yeah,
play in the Super Bowl because he showed up late or something. Yeah, it was just weird. But that was an unreal play. You know, everyone likes to think that Marshawn would
crazy
have just won the game for him if he just walks in the end zone there because he's the best running back that year. It's like, yeah, odds are he probably
luck
does,
of
but you never
Brady.
know.
Luck
Um,
of Brady.
the low. Yeah, that's a great pick.
Yep.
Are we doing three each?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go with my number one pick. I'm gonna go with Super Bowl 42. New York Giants, New England Patriots, 17 to 14.
Is this 2011? No,
No,
7?
this is
2007.
no,
2007. This is und
Wait,
yeah,
I
it
don't
would be
know.
because we
I
were
don't know.
2000. We're 45 and we were 2010, so
Yeah.
42 would be
Okay. Yep.
2007. This is
You're right. You're
undefeated
right.
Patriots.
This is an unbelievable upset because the Patriots are 16-0 going into this game. Um, Probably one of the best catches ever. But then it also happened to be in a Super Bowl, the David Tyree catch.
Fucking
I don't know
nuts.
anything else that guy
Yeah,
ever did, but he fucking caught that ball. And then Plaxico
it's crazy.
free shooting himself in the leg, his game winning touchdown in the corner of the end
Well,
zone. That was awesome.
To
So I think
to
it's not like the craziest game. It was only 17-14, but you had like
but
moments like that were just, oh my God. And the build up with New England, they could easily be like the perfect team, blah, blah, blah. And they totally just
to
fucked
hold
that. It
them
was awesome.
to 14 when
Yeah.
like Brady threw 50 that's like nuts. That's
Yeah.
insane.
I
That
think
was
it was just a great, I mean,
David
there's
Goliath
different,
stuff.
not every great game has to be, 35 to
High
42.
scoring.
You know,
Yeah.
it was entertaining. I remember this game. It was entertaining enough, and you had those
Mm-hmm.
awesome moments, and the narrative was cool too. So yeah, that's my first pick.
I'm going next pick Steelers Cardinals. I think this
Fuck,
was
that was gonna
2008.
be my next one. Damn it.
I mean,
2008 or nine,
I
yeah. Super Bowl
first of all, I
43.
was rooting, yeah, I was rooting for the Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, you
Back and
gotta love
forth, we
him.
had the James Harrison pick six before the half. We have the Larry Fitzgerald catch up the middle and just burns everyone. And then Big Ben was like taking him down, and somehow Santonio Holmes just like
That was
fought like that was
unbelievable.
incredible.
Unbelievable. I
What an
remember
ending. That's
there
like a
was,
dream ending for
do
Super
you
Bowl.
remember those fantasy football commercials where the players would just do like crazy things and they're like, that's why you should pick me.
Yeah, they
Remember that?
jumped through the car window or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
that like there was a Washington then Redskins, don't cancel me, because that's what they were called.
Chris Cooley.
There's like a
Chris
plywood
Cooley.
and he just puts his hand through it, catches
Yeah,
it one hand and pulls it out.
yep.
But Santonio Holmes the
Mhm.
next year was on that commercial and he jumps up on like a tight rope, like a little like metal bar or something, and he like catches a ball or bar or a ball and he stays on the bar.
Yeah,
And they're like,
it
that's
was
how I did it.
incredible.
Yeah. I mean, he's fucking great. One thing you're
Hmm.
forgetting though is the 100-yard pick six by fucking James
I
Harrison.
said James. I said that James
Oh, you did?
Harrison at
I missed
half
that.
before half.
Okay.
Yes, that's
That
fucking nuts. And they
I
couldn't
was
tackle
tired
him. And Larry
watching that
Fitzgerald.
shit.
Yes, that was awesome. I mean, what
That
a
was
change in the
sick.
whole scope. It is.
Yeah, fucking
It's crazy.
Kurt
Great Super Bowl.
Warner. I'll
Two
say this.
gloved Warner.
I was just gonna say that. I will say this. I will go on record saying I will never trust a quarterback that wears two gloves. Ever. I don't give a fuck
I don't really
what
trust. I don't
temperature it
trust the
is,
quarterback that
what
wears
weather it
gloves
is.
on
You
his
should not.
throwing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can wear it on your left hand just to, have some more stability or whatever, or you're non-dominant, I guess. But you got to be able to, like, you can't tell me that you can throw the ball as good
When
with a glove
Brock
on.
during the Packer game, when he put a glove on to start the game, like we're won. I was like, oh
It's
fuck, it's
over.
over. We got him. He's like
Yeah.
in his head. I was convinced.
My second
Okay,
pick
next up.
is Super Bowl 52. Um, there's a reoccurring theme here. It is the Philly versus New England, 41-33, high
Right.
scoring. It was
That was
fun.
so I was
But
rooting so
again,
hard for the Eagles too.
right. And you
Philly,
know,
Philly.
no one cared that the Philly fans suck. They're just like, we just fucking hate Philly or New England so much. We want Philly to win. But you're like,
Hmm.
oh, there's no fucking way. It's Nick Foles. He can't do shit. But Big Dick Nick put the ball in the
Yes,
end zone.
sir.
The Philly special, that play alone, that call right there on 4th and goal. You could easily kick a field goal and you're still going up, but it's like, no, we are gonna drive this home. And you know, in hindsight, that they didn't need to. They could have kicked a field goal and still won, but it's just that much better because they did that. The Philly special alone is that's awesome. So that's my second pick. Another New
I
England
agree.
upset. Another reason why
Um,
Fucking Tom Brady sucks. You let Eli Manning beat you twice, and you let a fucking
He
backup
threw
beat
for
you in
he threw for
three.
500 in that game though, and they still fucking
You
lost.
lost
That's
three
what's
Super
nuts.
Bowls to bums,
Hmm.
and the
Just
ones you
shows
did
team
win, you
game.
didn't really do that much.
Yeah. Um, I'll do it. I'm a homer. I don't care.
Yeah, I was
Packers
gonna if you didn't.
Steelers. That I mean, it might not be considered one of the greatest ever, but like I think it had a lot of highlight moments. We had the Nick Collins pick six. We're like, oh God, he's gonna get in. You had Aaron throwing darts all over the place, like fucking
With
piss missiles
against
down people's
an
throat.
incredible defense, like Hall of Fame
Well,
defense.
take
Troy
Mike Tomlin's
Polamalu.
word.
I mean,
He's like 2008 fucked people up, but 2010 or 9 or whatever's team, they changed the rules because of us. We were
yeah,
killing people. They were knocking people's heads off. Like I listened to James Jones interview today. He's like, "Yeah, I remember I caught the ball." And I was like, "All right, what am I? Oh my God, I got tackled." And I was like, "Holy fuck, this defense like Jesus, they're on us like white on rice." Like
hmm
and then the Clay Matthews, we need a play right here. Immediately
yeah,
pops the ball for a fumble.
hmm
Woodson breaks his collarbone. Like
yeah. There's
all the
drama.
dramatics.
Yeah,
Jared Bush pick to end the game.
Donald
Like
Driver like
what?
twists his
Like
ankle too. It's like the two guys we wanted that
yeah,
for were
he got
Woodson and
hurt.
Driver, and they both get hurt. You're like, fuck, oh my God. But I mean, yeah, that's like maybe one of the best quarterback play I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. It's just Aaron being a fucking god out there. And like you see certain
It was
angles too,
awesome.
like of behind the pocket, and he's like threading this needle to Greg Jennings as these guys are crossing like that, and it's just getting by. Like it hit that guy's finger. I don't remember who
Ryan
it was.
Clark, he talks about it all the time.
It hit my fucking finger,
He's
man,
like
and it still went in there.
yeah, he's like it haunts me to this day. I had the perfect coverage and I was like, that's there. And he threw the most incredible ball I've ever seen in my life. And I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, because
there's
he was
dramatics all
fucking
over.
launching.
Jordy Nelson
It was
drops
close at the
a
end
ball
too.
or two, like he's struggling, and then he gets that crossing route where he
Yep.
catches it and goes way out. So he's like, "All right, I'm
Yeah, and he
back."
almost yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the stuff that people don't know unless you're
James
probably
Jones
from
dropped a
here.
touchdown.
Yeah. The stuff you don't know if you're not from here, because we've seen like, the behind the scenes, um, mic'd up type shit like that.
We watched the
The
sound
linebackers
FX every
coach, the
day in
long
school.
haired guy, goes up to Clay Matthews. He's like, "You need to
Hmm.
make a play. Now's your time." Blah blah blah. And then he tells Mike Daniels, like, "I think it's coming here. I have a feeling, we got to do this."
It
It
was
gives
just
me chills
perfect.
right
It's
now.
perfect.
Woo! I just got
Uh-huh.
chills. It gives me chills. Um, God, I fucking love that. We've been chasing that ever
Yeah.
since. Fuck. Yeah, now I'm
I'll
hyped up.
take that as my
Okay.
last.
Yep, that's a good one. So I only had six. You're gonna take three. I was gonna take the other three. My other one. So I was, upset Patriots. Oh, upset Patriots. I gotta take a Patriots W now. It's pretty easy to me. 28 to 3, Super Bowl 51 against Atlanta. That's wild. To be down 28 to 3 in the third quarter and to come back and win. And another amazing catch by
Edelman.
Edelman. Oh my God. Guys draped all over him, and he's like, "Ooh, ooh," and he catches it with like inches to
Literally,
spare.
okay,
Unbelievable
look
catch.
up
The
I
focus you have
promise
to
you,
do that is unreal.
you could look at my YouTube search history 2 days ago. I show Paige that play. I shit you not. Because I was like, he is the most lucky mother. Because it was like the anniversary or whatever. She's like, why? I'm like, watch where he throws the football. It hits the Falcons guy in the hands. Like he's like, ugh. And I was like, what? And then Edelman catches it. I was like, if any other motherfucker throws that,
It's picked.
it's a pick. He threw a
Yeah.
pick six in the game, and we
Yeah.
forget about it. Like, oh,
I remember,
he's dinking and dunking to James White like it was his
yeah.
job. I was like,
I
fuck me,
was
man. Of
roommates with a Patriots fan, not from Boston or the East Coast even. He was from fucking
course not.
Wisconsin. And
Of course not.
the Patriots fan. And I'm like, this guy fucking he just I was like, seriously. And we're watching the game, and I'm we were friends, so I'm like not afraid to talk shit. And I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck them. Go Falcons all day. He was dead silent the whole first half, and I was like, "Let's fucking go!" So pumped. And then all of a sudden, okay, okay, he's instead of slouching, he sits up, and then he's standing, and then he's fucking, they're gonna win. I'm like, God damn it!
It's
That
crazy.
was a roller
It's
coaster of
crazy.
emotions for everybody.
And
But yeah, I mean
Atlanta
that's
still
that's
hasn't
wild.
survived.
No, I mean, Matt Ryan will forever. That's his legacy, basically. He won a fucking bullshit MVP, and that's his legacy. That's fun
Well, he beat us to
because you
get
forget
there
you
with
forget
fucking
easily. You forget a lot of those good games, but it's fun to kind of reminisce.
correct. And now
Do a little listy.
we're doing another one. Listy. Um, just a quick trivia. I'll go first with this one too if you want. But can you name the five teams with the most playoff wins in NFL history?
New England, San Francisco,
They have the most at 38. New England's 37, tied for second.
um, Dallas.
36, they're tied for they're
I was
fourth.
afraid to say that because I'm like they haven't done shit since the '90s, but
You got to think
before
about their
that,
history. Yeah.
um, plus I don't know how many games they used to play back then. Let's see. Are we on there? The pack?
Tied for second with New England, 37. We're one back of the nine. If we would have won, we would have taken first place over the Niners. But yeah, whatever.
Okay. Okay. Wow, I'm 4 for 4.
One
That's
more
pretty
team.
good. Um,
Think about who has the most Super Bowls, and then that should just give you the answer.
yeah, I mean it's New England, Dallas.
This team is tied with New England with 6 Super Bowls,
Oh, the
I think.
Steelers.
Correct. They're at 36, tied with Dallas. You're 5 for 5. Good job.
Hell yeah. I'll go first. I have
Okay.
top 5. Okay, so we're doing top 5 Super Bowl matchups that never happened.
Correct. So you can have one team that
So
was in
you're
there
looking at like a
and
year
one
in
that wasn't,
history,
or two that could have gotten
right?
there.
So you're
Yes.
looking at a year in history. Like these were the teams getting close to the playoffs, and one of them didn't make it, and one did, or both didn't. In mine, I have one, two, three, 7. Um, in mine, at one of them made it, and they either won or lost, obviously, but one of them at least made it, and it was another team that I wish would have made it. So, um, I got a lot of. I mean, we can just list all these. We don't have to take too much time. The biggest one for me is 20. Is it 14 or 15? Green Bay versus New England when we lost at
2014
Seattle.
Patriots Packers. That's my number
I
one. We
want
beat
I
them that
want
year. We
Green
could have
Bay
taken Aaron
against
Aaron
New
Brady.
England. Aaron Brady Super Bowl. It would have put everything to rest. He would have beat him because the fucking Seattle runs the ball and they beat them, right? So and we
If we would have
should have beat them. So
lost,
you know, A squared plus B squared.
oh God, if we would have lost, I might not be here to this.
That would have sucked.
The
But I think
championship game
that would have been
losing was
great.
tough.
Yeah, that would have been great. So I'll just do two right off the bat because they're the same thing. Green Bay versus New England in 2011 too.
I had that one too. Yeah,
It
we were
was
15 and
we
1,
lost. The Giants were
MVP
15 and
season.
1. We could have made it to it could have been the first Aaron versus Brady Super Bowl, and then the second one could have been
Yeah,
2014. So like that would have been even
that would
better.
have
It would
been a
have been okay. Now
shootout. Yeah.
if one of them beats the other one twice, then you're like, okay, they're better.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, even though wins don't matter, it's not a quarterback stat, but you have that argument. So yeah, I mean, I'll just do those two right off the bat because they're the same teams.
All right. I'll take two. Um, I'm gonna go a little two different ones that I bet you might not have. I'm gonna go Chiefs Rams 2018. So
No, I
the
didn't have
Chiefs
that one.
Rams. Okay, so Rams played the Patriots. This is Mahomes' first year. The Patriots beat them
Yeah.
in that
Absolute
overtime game,
snooze fest of a Super Bowl. That Super Bowl blew.
13-3, right? But
Hmm.
the Chiefs played the Rams at LA that year, and that was the 51-45 Monday. I remember
Yeah,
sitting
I
in
totally forgot
Regents.
about
It
that.
was a crazy game to watch. There was
One of
like
the best
two
games
fumbles for
ever.
a touchdown, and that could have been a Super Bowl. Like, let's fucking Tyreek Hill, Jared
Yeah.
Goff's actually scoring. Like
Yeah.
Todd Gurley, Robert Woods, Cooper
Yeah.
Kupp, Travis Kel. Like
The
that would have been
Rams back then
awesome.
reminded me of this 49ers now because it was just like an average quarterback with all these fucking weapons.
Yes.
That would have been good.
So that one was on my list. Um, Another one that I think is interesting. Let's go. I'll take Packers Patriots 2007. So we lost to the Giants at
Yep.
home, Favre's last year. We were the 1 seed though, so going to the Super Bowl, Favre versus Brady, kind of a end cap. Like, does Favre leave if we win that game or win the Super Bowl? And what does that do for Favre's legacy? We were a good team. We kind of
Mm-hmm.
choked it at home, but like,
Yeah.
do we end or do the Patriots become the undefeated? It would have been a kind of a crazy one. Again, a
Yeah.
hard, like fucking hard one to watch.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I'll stay in the same year. 2007, it could have been Indy versus the Giants, a Manning off.
The Manning Bowl. I had that on
That
my
would have been
list. Yeah, that
cool.
would have been nuts.
2019 as well. That was also the year that New Orleans had that horrible pass interference call. So
Yes.
if they survive that and they go on, they could have played. I said New Orleans versus New England or Kansas City in 2019. It could have
Yeah.
been Drew Brees against Tom Brady, which would have been cool, or it could have been Drew Brees against Pat Mahomes. That would have been cool too. So I think New Orleans had
Yes.
one more in them, but they kind of got screwed.
It was
Um,
18. It was 18, but yes.
2018,
Yes.
sorry.
It was the
Yeah. So I mean,
2019 Super Bowl. That's when they played it. But yeah.
yeah. Yep. So yeah, I like those
Yeah,
two.
that I agree. I agree. Um, I got a couple more here. I think Packers Chiefs 2020. We lost to the Bucks at home,
Yep, I had
but
that one on
like
too. I'm a year
Aaron
behind. I'm talking
Mahomes,
about the year the Super Bowl takes place. So that'd be
correct. It's
2021.
I'm talking NFL. Yeah, but I'm talking the NFL season
Okay.
2020. He he won MVP. He's never played Mahomes before. We had a great team. Like no Bakhtiari. Do we
It
get
would
to
have been,
Mahomes? Was he running around like nuts? Like it was a
yeah.
crazy game. That's another big one because then he doesn't play Brady. So does he win? Or Brady doesn't get 7 and now he's only at 6 and Aaron beat. It's a whole different world then.
Oh yeah.
Um, I have two. I have 3 left on my list. I have Colts Vikings 2009. So that was the year the Saints played the Colts. I think it would have been nuts if Brett Favre went to Minnesota like he did, and instead of throwing that pick against the Saints, playing in the Super Bowl and potentially winning a Super Bowl with that team. Brett Favre would have pulled a Brady and won a Super Bowl with his new team, kind of got revenge on the Packers. Do we look at him differently? Like, that's a different world.
I think
And
absolutely
do
you
we
do.
look at Peyton Manning differently? That's a crazy. I mean, it could have been a great game with Adrian Peterson, like prime Adrian Peterson.
Hmm.
Awesome, awesome stuff there.
I
Do you have any
got,
more?
I have two more. One I wasn't even alive for, and one that was just like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So the one I thought would be kind of cool was 2020, 2021 year. It could have been Buffalo versus Tampa Bay. We could have seen Josh Allen play Tom Brady. I think that would have been cool.
They played that year, I think, and it was a overtime loss
Yeah, so it would have
in the
it would
regular
have been a,
season.
on paper a good game.
Well, and that was if I'm not mistaken, that was the year they had him and Mahomes had that crazy game. Or no, that was the year after. But anyways, he
I
was
don't know.
lights out in the playoffs.
Yeah. And he
Allen
made it
was
to the championship game, and it was, I think, was that the year that he just never got the ball in overtime? 2021,
No, I think that was 2021 was
2020,
because then that
2021.
was
I think it was.
2020 was No, because 2020 they lost to the Chiefs in the championship game, but they got kind of rocked. 2021 they lost to the Chiefs in the divisional round because then the
Oh, it
Chiefs
wasn't even a
lost to
championship
the
game.
it was a divisional because then they lost to the Bengals at home in overtime.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that would have been a good one. My last one that neither of us were alive for was 1985.
I had Dolphins Bears.
Chicago versus Miami.
Yeah, I
So
had that on my list.
I knew that Dan Marino went, you know, they were undefeated, and then it was kind of like the same thing with the Patriots. Like if they win the Super Bowl, it's a perfect season. So they had that opportunity. But I didn't know that Chicago was that good that year. I knew
And
that
they
they
beat
were
them
good
on
in the
Monday night.
80s, but
Yeah.
Chicago, um, Miami beat was the only loss that Chicago had that season. They were
Mm-hmm.
15-1. So it would have been like
Mm-hmm.
the two juggernauts, and they got the better of us in the regular season. Now it's our chance to try to beat them in the Super Bowl. That would have been
And
cool.
it's
It's
the
Dan Marino.
greatest
He's
or one of
yeah,
well, yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time versus one of the greatest defenses ever.
right.
Like
That's
that would have been
awesome.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. I
So
had that on my list.
yeah, that's all I
Absolutely.
got.
My I have one more. It was the same thought too. The greatest show on turf won in '99,
Yeah.
the Rams. I had the Rams Ravens in 2000 because I
Yeah,
want to
Ray
see the
Lewis
greatest
and
show on turf
Ed.
versus the defense that only allowed 5 points per game in the playoffs.
That's
5.
unreal.
That's Brent Dilford was he did he even play? Like the guy
Yeah.
was just out there. Like
Trent, we need you to
Jesus
be able to hand
Christ.
the ball off. That's about it.
Yeah, against the greatest show on turf, I think that would have been electric.
Yeah,
Like
that'd be
so fun to
sick.
watch.
That'd be sick. Yeah, that's fun.
But all right,
I had to do a little
that was a good
research
one.
and I actually came prepared today. So, but that
I did
was
too.
it was kind of cool because you don't really know a lot of that stuff until you look it up.
Hmm. Last but not least, uniforms, Bengals.
All right. Today's the day you get to witness the best uniforms in the NFL,
Mhm.
probably to date. So, of all time, I would say so. I haven't seen anything better. I sent you photos, and they are photos of current ones because I wouldn't change a GD thing. Their color scheme is great. Um, we love black. Black is great. You know, it makes you look tough. You can get a little crazy if you want to mess with the numbers and just do instead of, on their all black ones, okay? If you want to do like just orange numbers instead of the white with the orange outline, maybe that would change that. But I think these they're just great. So they like to wear white pants. I would say get the fuck out of here with that, with the black jerseys. I think it's so stupid. Their primary homes should be the ones that they wear sometimes, black on black with the striping on the shoulders and the pants and then the, regular helmets. They got cool helmets. It's simple. It's stripes of an animal, but
I do love all of
it's
these. These are
sexy,
sick.
isn't it? They're just so
Yeah.
good. So those are primary homes. You don't need to do anything about that. Secondary homes, they don't have these. I didn't know they didn't have these. But it's Joe Burrow. It's the one where
The
Joe's
orange
walking and
pants.
yeah,
Yeah.
Photoshop the orange pants. I think you can do orange pants. I wouldn't do an all orange because that's just gonna be I don't like that. So
Like the
keep
Bears.
yeah, keep the black jersey and then you do orange pants because then you have the orange helmet, black jersey, orange pants, black socks. Every other, how many teams do that? It looks fine. And then it's not all orange, crazy orange like that. It's just part of it. So that'd be their secondary. And then their third homes that I would let them wear is the orange jerseys, black pants. I think those look fine too. Those are nice.
I like those a lot, actually. I didn't think I would, but I like those.
Yeah, I think they'll do white pants with those. And I'm like, why? It looks so stupid. You got to keep the
Hmm.
black in there. The black makes that orange pop so well. It gets washed out with the white, and I think it looks stupid. So yeah, I like their tertiary ones would be Um, the orange with the black. So their away ones are fun. I would do two, there's two that are very similar, but just a little bit different, and it goes so far. So I like their all whites with the orange helmet, with the normal helmet. Those are fine. It'd
Nice.
be just like the ones that design with everyone else's. It's the white out ones, but in regular
White
helmets. I think
helmet
the
is different though.
I know, just wait. The orange helmet contrast on there pops. It's great. Brings out the orange accents on the swoosh and the outline numbers. They look great. And all white with black stripes. It's just a snow tiger. Like it looks cool. It's not fully committing to the whiteout, but it's still like, yeah, we're away. That's fine. Secondaries would be the white with the black pants. You get all three colors: orange helmet, white jersey, black pants. Works. Everything pops. They're clean. I mean, the jerseys are just simple. Three stripes on this shoulder, three on that one. The font is good. It's just crispy. It's clean. It's not too crazy. They're just keep it simple, stupid. It's so good. I love it. And then we
Mm-hmm.
have the hidden gem, probably the coolest uniform in all of sports,
They're awesome.
the all white. So they did this incorrectly the last couple years. They used like the old white jerseys with like the block shoulders and like the big black block on the shoulders and the B logo, not Bengals. It's like when Chad Johnson used to be there. I'm like, why are we bringing those back? So these are their actual white ones. They're the same as the other white ones that they wear, but they got white pants and those fucking white helmets with the black face masks. It literally, you have just a little bit of orange like around the numbers and the swoosh and the Bengals words. Like these are so sexy. I don't think I've ever
Those are by
seen
far the best
anyone.
uniforms.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone not like them. My assistant said they look like
Yes.
zebras, but besides that, they look fucking great. I don't
Time to get a
think
new
you'll find a
assistant.
lot of people. I don't think you'll find a lot of
Yeah,
people
pass
that
that
don't
along.
that don't like this, that don't like these. So yeah, I think these fucking
I
rock.
agree. They're
Best,
awesome.
easily, without a doubt, best
Joe
uniforms
Burrow,
in the entire NFL. It stops there. It
I know
starts and ends there.
I know we gotta wrap up here, but I think Joe Burrow also like just that like
The
swagger that
swag
he
that he
walks out
has.
with. But
Yeah.
yeah, like
And
he
like
just adds
Jamar,
to it with
it also helps when you
Jamar.
look good.
Yeah,
Like Jamar
yeah.
looks good in these too,
I
you
know
know?
those guys just they got
You
it.
got to have
T
a cool
Higgins, like
face
they all
mask and you
they
got to have a visor. Yeah, you got
uh-huh.
to make him look
It's
cool.
clean.
Yeah, those are sick
But
unis.
all right,
They're awesome.
that's that's it for the pod.
Super Bowl weekend. Let's go. I'm going to
Good
be,
one. Last game of the year. Enjoy it.
yeah, I'm
Going
going to
into
be
the off
shoving my face
season. We'll
full of
recap next
appetizers
week.
and alcohol on Sunday. I can't wait. It's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
it'll be a good
Hopefully it's
one.
a good game. I think
Hopefully
it'll
I
be.
win.
Yeah, get some
Yeah, go
monies.
Niners. Go or go Niners.
Go Niners. Yeah,
Otherwise,
I'm glad that we
that's
had this
it.
conversation
Have,
because now I'm kind of looking forward to it more than I was when I started here. So
I agree.
we're making progress.
Yep. And then we get Romo and Nance too. Next year it's
Yeah,
Brady.
you
So
gotta
enjoy
love
it
that.
while we have it.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough.
And we'll be in it for some stupid reason. Yeah.
Yeah, watch.
Okay. See ya.
All right.
Love ya.
Bye
Bye.
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 Love ya. Bye.